The man is dead. The man is dead. And who's a better leader for a country that its leadership are getting eliminated one by one than a dead guy? If you put a dead guy as the supreme leader of the country, you can't kill him again. Just say he's alive, make a cardboard box of him, put him on a stage, and that's your leader.
Wasn't that what Biden was? I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? You think about it.
Biden was more of a puppet. Somebody was like pulling the string. Hey, go there, walk here, walk there, hold my hand. His wife was that person. At least he was alive. He was breathing. Was he fully there? I think we all know the answer to that one. The lights were on, but nobody was home.
Okay, but so going back to what's happening in Iran, it's okay. So this guy, so are they gonna go through with like? Are people gonna follow this? Like, are people just gonna blindly follow?
Well, they don't have a choice. Everybody thinks like Islam is just a religion, but it's a political ideology and a force. So the people that are still loyal to this regime are religious fanatics. So to these people, I don't know how much you know about Islam. So the Shia Muslims believe that they're 12th person down the line of succession from Muhammad. He didn't die. God took him, and he's going to come back at the end of time, just like we believe that Jesus would. They believe that their Imam Mehdi would. And the way that the religion is structured is whoever's in charge of the clergy in Iran is in charge of ushering that dude back into our universe. So these are not just political figures, these are religious figures. Do you know what fatwa is?
A what?
Fatwa.
Fatwa? No.
Yeah, so like the clergy in Islam have the power to say those are enemy of God and like go kill them. Those are called fatwa. They've been putting that out against us since the first day of the strike. So that's why we've seen all these terror attacks happen at home right now. The New York bombing the other day, last week, there was a synagogue shoot. Well, the guy drove his vehicle into a synagogue and then got shot, but he had explosive in that vehicle, which did not explode. That guy in New York had explosive. He made 2 bombs. Neither one of them exploded. So, yeah, that was my face too. I was like, one thing that, if I say that here, I'm going to get banned on YouTube. But they were supposed to be good at one thing, and he was blowing themselves up. And if they're not even good at that anymore. But yeah, ultimately, this is what I want to ask you. How does this military operation, I don't want to say war, because to me, this is not war. How does this affect your life as an American? Or does it at all?
That's a good question. How does it affect? I mean, it's clear to me, especially with the thing when in Venezuela now with this, it's like, okay, if America wants to do something, they can go in like a laser and laser that thing out, right? That thing that's pretty clear now to the whole world that when if they really want to pull the trigger, they can. Now the question is like, is it a moral crusade? You know, is it something that is it justifiable? Is it lawful? Like the whole thing with Venezuela and like how that transpired is like, okay, there's many ways to look at it. So like I'm looking at this now and it's like, okay, I mean, I always just think about it. I think we've talked about this before. If you had a next door neighbor and they say, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and then they're across the street and they're like building a machine gun, what do? You go across the street and shoot them first because they're planning to kill you and they're literally building the thing and they told you, I'm gonna kill you. So at this point, like, well, that's self-defense or defense of the whole playground of the world, if you want to think of it that way. So, I want to like debunk Islam. Like, what is about Islam that is actually good? Like, why like I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. Why would their stuff, what Islamics believe, be better than what Christians believe, or just those two for right now?
I don't think that argument they would be able to handle it. But ultimately, I think the same problem, we see that in every faith. People call themselves into one segment of faith or religion or whatever you want to call it, but they don't fully understand what's in that book. A lot of Christians, for example, my community. Everybody thinks that, hey, I'll proclaim Christ as my Lord and Savior, and all my sins are forgiven, and I'm gonna end up in heaven without doing anything else. It's misguided. A lot of Muslims believe what they've been told by the clerics rather than actually going and reading the book themselves. Because when you read the book and you try to rationalize it, it's very hard to answer for it. In Islam, it says the most holiest man ever was Muhammad. That holy man killed a bunch of people who didn't accept his way of life. He married a 6-year-old and consummated that marriage at 9. In no matter how whose lens you look at, there's child abuse. So there's a lot of things like that.
That's Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. If Jeffrey Epstein was in Iran, he probably would hold the government position. Right now, it's insane what I'm about to tell you. I will show you the picture and I will put it on this video. The Iranian national media that's run by the government, after we eliminated the supreme leader, posted the picture of this supreme leader surrounded by a bunch of little girls that look like anywhere from like 6 to 9, 10. So he's in heaven, and heaven is that for them. The supreme leader of Iran with a bunch of little girls. And that's the state media that's putting that out. They don't shy away from it.
Wait, the heaven is filled with little girls? What?
I guess it's what you like and want, right?
I thought it was what happened to the virgins. How many virgins was it?
Well, yeah, there's 6-year-old and 9-year-old versions.
Oh, okay, so those are. Oh, so not even women. We're talking about.
We're talking about little girls.
Got it. Why stop at 6? Why not just go 3? Like, okay.
That.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, not only do they think that it's not just the religious belief, it's that that's built into the government. That's built into the tyranny that they're putting on people. And I obviously like.
It's like you go read the Quran. There's a stuff in there, for example, that says like, at what point you can rape a woman, at what point you can rape a dude, like especially when it's like conflicts. Yeah, that's usually that's normal people would like what?
If because this happens, you can do that.
Yeah. So like in Iran, people rose up against the government, right? They're considered enemy of a state, and since it's Islamic Republic of Iran, when you're the enemy of a state, you consider the enemy of God too. So when you're the enemy of God, you're a prisoner of war at that point. And women in Iran, they get raped repeatedly in prison, especially if they're about to get executed. They get raped right before the execution. So that's the logic behind it, that they don't enter heaven on accident after death.
And who rapes them and who takes
the government employees?
Oh, so that's their job.
Yeah. That takes turn.
Is there like a document like requirements, expectations, key numbers? Like
it really is because there's a system in place for those kind of things. You'd be surprised how organized this evil carnage that they do is, because like you put the fear of God into people when you treat them like that, right? So like the system of oppression started like 1600 years ago, and they're just refining it as time goes. But ultimately, it's just, I encourage everybody to read the Quran, because like if you just judge them without knowing what's in that book, you're not really helping the situation. Because I have conversations with Muslim all the time. I have friends who are Muslim. Try to rationalize with them. I'm like, I know you were born into it, but I was born into a different faith of my own when I was born. Your ethnicity, you cannot change, but your faith, you can. The color of your skin, you cannot change, but who's the God that you worship? That's definitely up to you. But Muslims see that as a threat too, because if you're born into a Muslim family and you go become a Christian or a Jew or any other faith, they're allowed to kill you. So a lot of times in the Middle Eastern communities, their own family end up killing the one that converted to a different religion too. So it's a double-edged sword. You could show them the right path and right way, it could end up getting them killed. Yeah.
So back. Well, there's been different protests over the years, right? So you were explaining to me in that article you sent me that they've done. There's been different protests over time, and they just keep killing them, right? They just
Yeah.
keep killing. Um, and now we can look at that and go, okay, they're standing up for what's right, right? They're putting themselves out there, and the tyrannical government is taking them down. So we can look at that and go, that's evil.